tour will begin in the library, which is just before that back door to the right. We're all set. So we start in about 5 minutes.
Afternoons, we have a lecture and a Victorian tea in here, so we have to have the smaller tables to accommodate more people. In 1894, when you were here visiting Mrs. Morgan, of course, there would just be the one long table leading to the fireplace with the mirror and the two sconces. Two sconces, by the way, are... in 1860, if you remember, Blog-Ventfort was still around, and it was owned by a family named Haggerty, as I told you. The Haggertys had two daughters, Clemence and Annie. Annie is the one that's standing in that picture over there on the right. In 1860, Annie met a young Army officer named Robert Gould Shaw. They fell in love and courted, and in 1863 they were married. They spent their honeymoon at that Bedford that was still standing. Annie, of course, loved the area. Shaw fell in love with it right away. Shaw was very happy. He wrote letters back to his mom about how happy he was, how much he loved the area, how much he loved his wife. It's really very sweet, but it was, of course, in the middle of the Civil War. So Shaw was called back into service, and he was put in charge of the Massachusetts 54th Regiment, which was the only all-black regiment in the Union Army. They were sent against Fort Wagner in South Carolina, and if you saw the movie Glory, you know that what happened. Almost the entire regiment was wiped out, and Shaw was killed. So 3 months after she was married, Annie Haggerty Shaw became a widow. She never remarried, lived a very quiet life. The last 2 summers of her life, she came back up to that house, which had been towed across the road, if you remember, and renamed Bel Air. And she spent the last 2 summers of her life there. We think that Annie's is one of the spirits that's inhabiting the house. Expensive cigar smoke and men chattering about politics or finances or whatever it was that they spoke about that we don't want to know about. Now, aside from the mantelpiece, which is of course quite beautiful, the other interesting things in here, first of windows. Aren't they wonderful? I think they're the most beautiful in the house. And these two panels on either side of the door. Now you'll notice that they are symmetrical, but they are not identical. Yes. The Victorians, like Stone and friends of mine in college, they didn't like to look at the same thing twice. But if we think that that red spot in the middle there was once covered with mother of pearl, and we know that this is old because we can see the date that's inscribed here.
Oh, so this is one of her European purchases.
Exactly. Which is why one of the other docents calls this the irony room, because just what the developer was doing here in Bedford is what she was doing over in Europe with the other things.
Which she preserved.
Yeah.
Well, we use it for, we preserve it to somebody else's house.
Exactly. I mean, he was going to sell it.
Yeah.
Owned Bellefontaine. They sold it several years ago and it became Canyon Ranch Resort, which you may have heard of. But when they sold their place, they no longer had any room to display their beautiful things. So they loaned them to us so that we could show them. So while we don't have anything of Sarah's to show you, this is very similar to what she would have had. The Venetian glass, the French dishes, the English or German silver, and those tall pink things are champagne flutes, believe it or not. Yeah, they knew how to drink in those days. I love the fish on the glass. And of course, all the gold on there is 22 karat gold. George gave up his bedroom and moved next door to what had been Sarah's bedroom. I like to think to feel closer to her, but I'm a romantic, so. So since we can't set up the dining room as a formal dining room, we wanted to let you see what a formal table looks like. And this is what it looks like. Actually, this is set up for a luncheon, because Sarah gave a bridge party every week. And after the ladies finished playing bridge, they would sit down to a private lunch with all of these wine glasses and silver and stuff. The silver's getting tarnished. I'll have to get the servants on that.
Endless.
That's why they had to have so many.
Yeah, exactly.
We have pictures of Bellefontaine. I don't know if you've ever been into Canyon Ranch. You can't go in there just as a private individual, although somebody else on the tour. His closet, you know, pants and jackets, shirts, underclothes.
Oh, I like that.
And over here,
Cigars?
safe
Oh, safe.
for his watch studs, cufflinks. Sarah may have kept some of her personal, smaller pieces of personal jewelry in there. And what's really neat about this is when it's working right, which it hasn't all summer.
Oh, there
Let's
you go.
see.
False door.
So that it's the only room that we have that has been furnished according to the inventory that was taken in 1911. But remember, in 1911, it was George's bedroom. It was not hers anymore. So I don't know exactly what went in it. I think that the fireplace in the alcove is kind of unusual. I don't see how.
It's cool.
Yeah, but how could it have helped to heat the room?
Well, just more for ambiance than anything.
I guess. I mean, there was a furnace.
Yeah,
And,
the fireplace being inset.
I mean, it would be a really nice little nook for people who just wanted to sit next to each other and talk or read. Now, what we have that is original are these three photos. They were given to us by Sarah's granddaughter. We have Sarah and George. In former days, you can tell because their hair is still dark. Sarah herself. Look at that dress. And something that I haven't seen in other pictures of this era, and that's that almost candid shot of Sarah with one of the grandchildren. It's really sweet. Now, as I said, every bedroom up here has its own bathroom. Oh, by the way, I know that this is a man's room according to the inventory, so I don't know whether a woman would have a scale in her bedroom. That threshold is unusually high. Now, yeah, the tub would go here. As I said, they had running water in the cisterns on the roof. That was, I don't know if they had hot running water, but they definitely had cold running water. And they had flush toilets. They had the gas fixture to give lighting because the electricity was a little iffy and the bulb wattage was not very high, but there was electricity also. In 1899, when George remarried, his second wife took this as her bedroom. I have no idea why she took this instead of a larger lilac room, but it does have the view and the breeze, so maybe that's why. It also has the world's tiniest bathroom.
Tiniest full bathroom.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah. And the dresses, by the way, here and in the next room are the leftovers of another exhibit that we had. I thought that was wow.
So it's punching.
It wouldn't have been glass. And as far as I know, there is no exit onto the roof of the veranda from anywhere on this floor. I don't think the Victorians thought that it was anything that was necessary. Besides which,
downstairs.
Yeah.
besides which it would expose you to the full sun and the lady over there. Now, all the dressing rooms have two doors, one out to the gallery and one into the bedroom. Out to the gallery so that the servants could bring in the freshly laundered clothes and not disturb the guest or the family member who's in the bedroom. Once again, not a bad way to live. This room, nice, spacious, was probably more cluttered in 1893. This was probably given to the oldest son, the good son, Junius, when he and his wife and his kids came to visit. All of the rooms over here have those arched upper windows with the louvers that I think can be opened, but would be kept closed so that the person who was in here could sleep as long as he or she wanted. The bathroom for this one is through there, but it's now a laundry room, and I'm not going to insult your senses by opening that up. Now out here, eventually, this will be opened up. Right now, we are busy constructing a handicapped lift made out of that trunk elevator, and that should be done. I think they're delivering the cage itself this week. So with any luck, in a few more weeks, that will be ready. And down over there is what they call Caroline's wing. That's where the daughter stayed when she came. So down there are two bedrooms. It was at least kind of assumed that she would come with a friend, a lady, over the floor. That wasn't a good thing.
I can't put a shoe on, that's the only thing. I just have to- I can't put a shoe on.
Yeah. Oh, sweetie.
It's okay, I ordered shoes that might fit. They might fit.
I hope. I just love the window album.
It's awesome.
Isn't it? This little room was probably given to maybe an older grandchild who was visiting, or what they would call a visiting spinster. There's such charming ways of saying it. The nursery was probably on the third floor where the nanny was to keep the kiddies away from the adults until it was time to bring them down and be displayed.
Take that farm enough.